Hey, hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clint Zoka, and we have reached, well, I've reached 400 subscribers. Oh god, that's so crazy. I didn't think I'd get this far. If I didn't say it already, I'm going to say it again. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. I mean, when I first opened this channel, I used it mainly to comment on videos, like like YouTube videos and all that stuff. But again, just thank you so much. It's absolutely crazy. And what better way to celebrate that than do a top 10 list? No, no, it's not. It's not related to films. Good guess though. No, it is PIFs, public information films. Yeah, I haven't done a list like that in quite a while actually. The last time I did one, I think top 10 scariest PIFs. I think, I'm not quite sure. Anyways, so I did the top 10 best adverts and worst adverts. Then I did the top 10 scariest PIFs. Now, there's something I need to tell you that there's a little mistake that I found in the top 10 best adverts. You know the No Lives Better Lives one. You know the graffiti PIF with a guy that has a knife. That's a PIF, not an advert. That's kind of my fault, but I mean there's a difference between the two. But I guess it doesn't really matter. But if I had to replace that PIF, it would have been with Volvic, with George and Alan. George the volcano and Alan the Tyrannosaurus. Anyways, I just thought I'd let you know that because I didn't notice that, but PIF's a PIF and an advert is an advert. So today I'm be going over the top 10 best PIFs, the ones that have affected me, the ones that I love, and the ones that stick to its moral message and all that. So why are we still waiting around? Let's just get into it. Woo! Right. So to start off the list, let's get to number 10. And at number 10 we have On Your Child's Life, and this one is by Fire Kills. It's basically this child who goes into this burnt house, which I think used to be where he lived. He's just telling us what happens when you don't test your smoke alarm on clock change day, and it could kill. You can kill anybody who lives in the house and children. And he says, the whole, last year this and that happened to these children and all that. I think this is a very effective PIF. Not exactly in the creepy way, more like in a sad and you feel bad for the kid kind of way. The atmosphere is very haunting and the music is very fitting with this tone, I suppose. It does make you aware, or even more aware, of the dangers of fire and fire alarms in general. So, I mean, it's a fire kills PIF. So, I mean, what do you expect? It's just a really chilling, haunting, effective, and pretty sad PIF. And fire kills, they usually do a good job at their PIFs. So yeah, I do really like this one. Okay, we're stepping into number 9, And at number 9 we have Ghosts, and this is by Fink. And this is about this teenager who's just walking on the pavement, crossing the road. He has his headphones in, and just as he's about to cross, he sees a couple of dead people who are ghosts. And it's pretty self-explanatory, really. He doesn't really want to end up like them because they've crossed the road, they've done something silly or something, and the boy doesn't want to do that, so he just takes his headphones out and just walks away. Fun fact: this was actually made. I think this was like an MTV competition. This was made by a couple of students, and it's very well made actually. The effects are not too bad on the ghosts, I suppose. I mean, they don't look awful. And the idea of the PIF is clever a little bit, and it's very effective, and it does make sense. You need to give the road your full attention, so you have to pay attention when you're crossing, and when you're looking out for pedestrians, or when you're in a car, stuff like that. And I think this PIF does a great job. One of the better PIFs out there. And that's saying something because about 50% of their PIFs are good and bad. And this is one of the good ones. Step on over. We're at number 8. And at number 8 we have the British Heart Foundation PIF called Heart Attack Simulator, I think. This is the one that has the actor Stephen Burkoff, who comes into this room, he tells this guy about what it feels like to have a heart attack. He tells you how it happens. He even does it to him, like stroke, a bit of tightness, difficulty breathing. And this is a very, very, very effective PIF again. It's showing you the symptoms of a heart attack. And it has some very unsettling visuals. And this could happen to someone. And if this PIF helps, then, that's a good sign, isn't it? Stephen Burkoff is great in this PIF. He really plays up the role, and he really wants to show us what it's like to have a heart attack. So there's that. But British Heart Foundation PIFs are usually quite effective and well done at delivering these sorts of PIFs. And this one I think is the best one, along with the Vinnie Jones Staying Alive PIF. So I really like this PIF a lot. Alright, now we're on to number 7, and we've got another Think PIF. And this one is called The Day You Went to Work. Pretty self-explanatory, really. It's a guy getting up for work, going on his motorcycle, and then crash. However, there is narration by Ewan McGregor, and he does it in like a very poetic way. Like, the alarm that always wakes you, the face you always pull. It sounds like a very old poem mixed in with this PIF. It's pretty straightforward but effective, and it makes sense. It's basically that you should be careful with roads that you're not familiar with than you are with ones that you are familiar with. And this guy hasn't been on this road before. There's the car that hasn't moved, chair's always there, the shop's always open, gets hit by the door, and then he gets hit. And the last line was "the day you went to work," which raises a little bit of a question. Did he, like, when he slid across the road, did he end up where he was working? If so, then that makes it even more creepier and effective. And if not, then And just like Ghosts, this is another one of Fink's great PIFs. It's effective, it's simple, it gets its message across pretty simply, And yeah, just another great PIF from Think, honestly. Go! We're at number 6 now. And we've got another Think PIF. We've got Live With It. Or, I think it's also called It's 30 for a Reason. You know this one. It's the guy that sees the dead kid everywhere. And the reason he's seen it is because he's the one who ran him over and killed him. When I first saw this PIF, I was creeped out. I was actually I was actually quite scared when I was young. Especially the part when the dad looks underneath his desk and he sees the dead kid. I was like, oh, that's too much. At first I thought he was the dad, but no, he's just the guy who ran him over. Basically, it's saying if you just go over the limit and you kill a kid, it will stick with you for the rest of your life. It is 30 for a reason, so you got to stay at that limit. And just like the other PIS from Think, this one's also effective, creepy. It gets its message across quite quickly. I can see people getting nightmares from this, and it's not a very pleasant looking PIF, in all honesty. There's not much else to say about it, really. Although the behind the scenes of it is interesting. The kid who's lying dead is actually, I think it's just like a model or something of the kid, which is quite creepy, but still a very effective PIF. Oh, we're in the top 5 now. At number 5, we have another thick PIF. Ooh, excuse me. Yawned there for a little bit. We have got Take Longer to Look for Bikes. And this is the one where the guy is coming out of a junction, looking both ways, and then a motorcyclist hits the side of his car because he didn't look a third time. With motorcyclists and cyclists, you have to look 3 times, like look left, look right, and then look left again, or right again if you like. This is yet another Think PIF that's effective. It's simple, straightforward. Although when the driver died, it did feel a bit real. Yeah, that rhymed. Sorry if you're seeing a lot of Think PIFs, but I am a fan of the PIFs, most of them, anyways. So nothing else to say here. It is still just another effective, important, and simple, and yet it gets its message across PIF. And this is especially important to those who are, driving on the road and looking out for these guys. And yeah, that's it really. This was back when Think PIFs were actually good, unlike nowadays. But overall, an effective PIF. Oh, we're at number 4 now. At number 4, we have Pablo the Drug Mule Dog. This is by Talk to Frank, and there's actually a whole bunch of these PIFs that's been, that's all together in one video. This has been uploaded by a good friend of mine, DJ Electrical. Do go and watch that because they are hilarious, they are funny, they're important, they are serious, and it's just a great series of PIFs. And this right here is the first one. Basically, Pablo is a dead dog who used to smuggle cocaine into the country, and he's going around asking what's the big deal with drugs. Voiced brilliantly by David Mitchell from Peep Show fame, and he's talking. He wants to know about these drugs: cannabis, cocaine, ecstasy, heroin, you name it. I love this advert. I mean, it is funny. It can be a bit bleh at times, and it's quite serious too. But it's just a nice blend of all these 3 elements that makes a PIF about drugs work. And since these people may not be experts, Frank is. Talk to Frank. You see? Not much else to say, really. It's funny, it's self-aware, it's clever, it sticks to its message, and it talks about the importance of drugs, and yeah, I just wish they kept going with these PIFs because they're just really good. I wish. Okay, we're getting close. At number 3, this is not a Think PIF. This is not from Fire Kills. This is from. Let me see if I can pronounce this right. Sarah Martins, and this is called Doodles. It's basically about this woman who used to be happy, but now she's feeling quite suicidal, and this is done in one of the most beautifulest, artistic, just all around, just beautiful animation I've ever seen in PIF form. You can see all the stuff that she liked in the heart, and then you can see the way that she tried to suicide, and it's well done, but it's also really sad too because. I mean, you probably heard this. Many people tried to suicide over, death of families or because they don't like their life. And if you are suicidal, please try and find help because, you got one life and it's not worth risking it. There's more to life than what there already is, and you've got to try and enjoy it as much as you can. And this PIF delivered it fantastically, and I love the way it looks, and I think it's done effectively with some very nice music to help emphasize the mood, and there's no talking at all. Also, this Samartian's PIF is also partnered with Vodafone. Anyways, wonderful PIF. Okay, we're at number 2 now. At number 2 we have Smokey. And this is also this is also by Fire Kills, and these characters look a little similar to a certain duo from Aardman, created by Nick Park. Oh, I don't know who it is. I know it. I just can't really put my finger on it. Anyways, that doesn't matter. This is basically about Smokey and his owner getting ready to go to bed. Got to make sure everything's turned off, like the TV, the lights turned off, the ashtray empty, and the smoke alarm active. This is very well done with some nice stop motion animation. It's very nice and relaxing. Its message is pretty much make sure everyone's okay in the house when you go to bed. It's very self-explanatory, really, and I don't know, it's quite relaxing and charming. It reminds me of a certain duo from Aardman created by, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, not much else to say, really. Apart from Fire Kills, just makes some really damn good PIFs, more than Think. I know, I can't believe it either. But this is certainly one of their better ones. I would like to see more of their PIFs nowadays. The last one they made was back in March. And that's it, really. But anyways, yeah, just really good PIF about fire safety. And reminds me of a certain duo created by Aardman and Nick. And now, we're at number 1. And technically this is not just a ad... I keep saying advert. Sorry, this is not just a PIF. This is a series of PIFs. And number 1, the best PIFs that I've ever seen, or PIF in this case, I suppose, are the Hedgehogs. What can I say about them? These adverts are charming, well animated, their songs are catchy. I love them, and they're simple for kids as well. They teach us about road safety as well. I think one of the adverts were picked up by Think at one point, and I think, although technically they weren't made by Think, they were partnered with Think. Still one of the better PIFs from Think with the Hedgehogs. But I just love them. They're just so charming, so wonderful. They don't make them anymore, sadly. The ones that are not by Think are still just as wonderful as the ones by Think. It's also a really good marketing for a campaign, really, because, simple hedgehogs, cute, road safety. It's good for children, unlike that Tales of the Road creepiness. Personally, I don't have a favourite advert from the Hedgehogs. There's one about them wearing bright clothes at night, and one about watching the road, and so much more. I think they're all wonderful, and they are the best PIFs that I've ever seen. even though I would have said I would have picked one, but I think they're all just wonderful. And yeah, that's it really. So those are my top 10 favorite PIFs. I hope you guys liked my choices. Yeah, they might be a bit obvious, but I don't know. I just kind of like them for what they are. And again, thank you for 400 subscribers. That's fucking crazy. And I might make another list in the future. Maybe. I'm not sure. So, yeah. If you... let me know what you think of these PIFs below. I would like to know your thoughts on them. Did you agree with my list? Let me know below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And until next time, bye for now.